Is the new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary better than Act 2 Might Mercenary? Or can it compete versus Act 2 Might Mercenary? Today we are going to answer these questions. Hey everyone, this is SKULM. In this video I will be clearing UBERS with the new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary. This will be a detailed video specifically focusing on UBERS. I have made various Uber runs with different gear setups for the new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary. I will be comparing these results to provide you a broad overview of the strengths and weaknesses of the Act 5 Mercenary. Please keep in mind that all of the gameplay footage as well as the data is obtained in the latest patch 2.4 PTR service. Therefore, this information is subject to change should Blizzard apply new modifications. I will be showing you 4 different Uber runs with the Act 5 Mercenary. I have used different gear sets in these runs, therefore we can compare the results together. Before we begin, we as the Wowhead writer team noticed that certain weapon properties do not apply if the weapon is used as an offhand weapon. These properties include Crushing Blow, the plus damage from grief, IAS, Deadly Strike, Open Wounds and much more. However, you do get the auras from equipping offhand weapons. This will be a key factor when gearing our new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary. So without further ado, let's jump right into the action. In my first Uber run, I used Last Wish main hand and Grief offhand. At that time, I was not aware that the plus damage from Grief was useless. Here is the run highlight. As a summon necromancer, I will be benefiting from the level 17 Might aura provided by the Last Wish rune word. The Iron Golem is made out of Infinity rune word.
Good afternoon.
As you can see, we have an impressive start. Uber Duril and Uber Izuel are both killed within the first 45 seconds.
How may I be of help?
Now this run is becoming a contender to the Necromancer World Record Uber speedrun.
I am overburdened.
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake!
Yeah, that just happened. The Merc got one shot by Mephisto from 95% HP. Whatever happens after this point is very interesting. That promising Act 5 Merc suddenly disappeared and I experienced a lot of trouble with the Uber trio. Uber Bale seemed extremely hard to kill all of a sudden. It was also challenging to keep my Merc up. I had to consume a lot of rejuve potions up to this point. It was beginning to be a close call. While fighting in Uber Tristram, always keep an eye on the corpses. You can sometimes cast Corpse Explosion on the corpses, which massively helps with clearing ads. So I tried again, and again, and again. Finally, I managed to kill Uber Bale with the new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary and clear Uber Tristram. I was disappointed to see this result after such an impressive start, so I started taking a closer look to the gear choice. The torch is a 1720 druid, by the way. Pretty cool. So for the second run, I've decided to make some changes. I will cut this short and show you some highlights from the second run.
Good afternoon.
The second run had Grief main hand, but it felt horrible to play with low crushing blow. At this point, I was disappointed with the DPS as well as the survivability of this mercenary build.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
Long story short, I was pretty annoyed at this point.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
If you are wondering what happened, Bale didn't die, so I isolated and killed Uber Diablo instead.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
Uber Bale had such a low HP, and yet it felt very hard to kill him. So in this run, I was using Chains of Honor instead of Duress, and the lack of open wounds was pretty clear. So I decided to go back to Duress. However, this caused my Mercenary to lose his survivability. After a few more tries, I was actually annoyed and decided to switch back to Act 2 Mercenary.
I bet you.
So I've decided to get some Urdars from the palace and actually finish the run. However, there was a surprise waiting for me. There were no UBERS remaining after a few more tries, and therefore I've gathered the cows and killed Uber. Despite these bad results, I just could not let it go. After some theory crafting, I managed to come up with a gear set that works very well with the new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary. So here is my third run, which is a speed run in its entirety.
How may I be of help? Good afternoon.
My brothers have escaped you.
It was at this moment that he knew.
So I basically took a deep breath and tried again.
I can't carry anymore.
Hello. Good afternoon. Salutations.
I can't carry anymore.
Good afternoon.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
As you can see, the Act 5 Mercenary could actually survive for some time, despite having Mephisto's powerful conviction aura and a double pull. Now it's time to properly end this.
I am overburdened.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
I've used the same gear set that I've shown at the start of the video. However, for the Merc, I've used the Kingslayer rune word. on main hand and Last Fish on the offhand. Also for the chest armor I used Fortitude. The helm was Ariad's face. I've also used this custom weapon which cleared UBERS pretty well, so I'm showing it to you here. This grants a monstrous amount of crushing blow, which helps against Uber bosses. Both the Kingslayer and this custom weapon have open wounds on them, therefore we do not need duress, and we can use Fortitude instead. So, all that remains are the answers to the two questions we asked at the very beginning of this video. The first question was, is the new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary better than the Act 2 Might Mercenary? The answer is no for Ubers and boss kills. However, the new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary kills monsters really fast and benefits from frenzy speed. Therefore, it is really viable for speed farming. The second question was, can the new Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary compete versus Act 2 Might Mercenary? The answer is yes. While the Act 2 Might Mercenary is better for summon necromancers specifically, the Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary can also clear Ubers and help kill bosses. It also provides various advantages compared to Act 2 Might Mercenary. However, the taunt ability causes the Act 5 Mercenary to get all the aggro in Uber areas, which may result in one-shot kills. Removing the taunt ability and replacing it with natural resistances instead would make this mercenary S tier for Ubers. I have compiled a strengths and weaknesses comparison for this video. Here are the weaknesses for the new Act 5 Frenzy Dual Wield Mercenary. Here are the strengths of the new Act 5 Frenzy Dual Wield Mercenary.